Hello everyone, welcome back for some more Let's Read Tsukihime. My arm just broke again. It sometimes does that, it seems. Let's make sure that that doesn't happen. So, I apologize. Apparently, in my worrying about going on the right path, I didn't stick with the movie theater long enough to realize that she actually would have loved the movie, and it's canon that she likes the movie. So, well, you live and learn, I guess. Thank you for telling me. Who knows? Maybe once I go, I don't know, check out a potential adaptation, that's when I can get the true canon path experience. But because we're in a visual novel, we're all good, right? So let's try and head out from our little day date, if you will, and see what happens. I'm sure nothing will happen bad at all. Let's see. In the end, when we go outside, the sun has already set. It's just past 7:30. A little early, but since we don't have anything else to do, we should start searching for the vampire. Well then, shall we begin, Arcueid? I turn around to face Arcueid, who is walking behind me. What, already? Didn't the sun just set? Well, yeah, but it wouldn't hurt to start early. We played around long enough today, so we should be serious at night, right? Arcueid, let's stick to our decisions. Okay, good advice for me too. Stick to my decisions. No doubling back. Gotta stick with what you believe in, because hey, the worst that'll happen is I get a game over and I have to skip text for a little bit. And I've learned that skipping text in this game is slower than fate. The actual progress to next choice button is hilarious, because it's quicker to hold control. It's very strange. Shiki, you're strangely serious. If you're this serious, then why did you break our promise yesterday? Hey, I couldn't help that. I couldn't even move. I really did intend to go before. Yeah, if Akia didn't stop me, I probably would have gone ahead to the park in my condition. I see. Then let's do that. With a slightly empty expression, Arcueid says something I don't understand. Do what? You intended to go to the park, right, Shiki? We still have time, so if you couldn't get it done yesterday, then isn't it okay if we do it right now? She starts to run lightly. She really seems to be serious about going to the park. Hey, wait. Hey! I run with all my strength so I don't lose sight of her. I'm gonna run, gonna jog. Here we go. Jog, 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 jog. See? Even though you're complaining, you still kept up, Shiki. Well, yeah, 'cause I can't have a crazy vampire woman running around town. Ha ha ha! Arcueid laughs. Idiot. If I left you alone, you'd bother someone else. I desperately try to catch my breath after running the whole way. It's probably bad for our anemia, huh? I knew there'd be a lot of people here now. It's a bit unsettling since I can feel their presence everywhere. Like I said, why won't you ever listen to what I have to say? Huh? I hear your voice all the time. Oh, then you hear me, but you just ignore me. That's worse. I don't ignore you. If I answer whenever you scold me, you just call me an idiot, so I stay quiet. Oh, then maybe I have a problem too. I still try to catch my breath. Huh. Big breathies. I need to turn the volume down. It's actually really loud for me. Is that turning it down for you guys? No, good. Because it's real loud for me. From my school, this park is roughly 6 kilometers. Even if it was a little jog, going that far is too much for a heart like mine. Yep, that's what I was saying. It's not good for your heart to do that. I mean, it actually is. It actually is good to exercise your heart. Hey, guess who's the hypocrite with a heart condition who's telling him this? Not much you can do. It's not that she was running all that quickly. Actually, she seemed to be running slowly. But probably because of the effects of my anemia, I don't feel too well. Oh, I don't feel too good, Arcueid. Just melts into dust. That was for a while, like, the biggest joke among high schoolers is, like, they'd answer a question wrong, and then they'd be like, oh, I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. And I'm like, wow, way to ruin this moment that utterly annihilated me by turning it into a dumb meme. Mind you, I was the adult, so I could call them out on that. Are you okay, Shiki? You don't have to force yourself. Shouldn't you rest on that bench, old man? I'll do that. Once I'm rested up, we'll go to the city again, Arcueid. Sheesh. I'm happy you're motivated, but it's still too early. Nero was like that too, but vampires don't move around unless it's their time. Since they won't move around until they sense deep night, it's okay to kill a little time here. If that's how it is, then she could have told me earlier. Sitting on the bench, I stare at the clock aimlessly. Just past 9 o'clock. People all around have gone away, and the night deepens quickly. For some reason, Arcueid doesn't sit down, but paces back and forth as if she was bored. The hand of the clock ticks by. It's been 2 hours since we came here. Whew! I start to settle down, and there's nobody around now. The night starts to deepen. Hey, Arcueid, is it all right now? Yeah, it's all right. She agrees with me, but she really doesn't seem enthused yet. You've been acting strange since before, Arcueid. Is there something wrong? Not really. I was just concerned about that bandaged man you told me about. Arcueid sighs as she ponders to herself. Oh, that's right. Shiki, last night someone hit on me here. Huh? I'm saying some guy started to talk to me here. No, I heard you. I thought you said you were thinking about that bandaged man, though. I was, that's why I remembered. Just like when you were attacked, someone started to talk to me. I see. Well, that's good. Just looking from the outside, you are a beautiful person, so if you're waiting around by yourself, it's natural for a guy to come talk to you. I give a serious response. Sometimes I'm a little too honest. You think so? I thought it was an enemy at first, but then I remembered you saying something before about how I always stand out. So after studying him briefly, I saw he was just a human. Wait a minute. Don't tell me you did something to the guy trying to hit on you. No, I didn't do anything. I just talked with him a bit and made him forget about it. But if I didn't remember what you said, I might have. I see. Well, good job, Arcueid. I guess even you can make distinctions. Of course. It would have to take someone like you to make me angry. She says that with some amusement. Well, it's natural for someone to get mad if they were killed. Because people die when they're killed. And it makes them mad when people die when they're killed. I sigh as I glance around the park. 1 month ago. If those serial murders never started occurring, there would still be young couples around and the figures of students hanging out. But now the only ones talking here are me and Arcueid. I calmly think about my current situation. Since when did Tono Shiki step off the path onto such a world? Oh, speaking of Shiki, for context, the last thing I recorded between the last part and this part was actually the Garden of Sinners #1, like the movie commentary. Boy, are there some direct parallels between the main character of this and the main character of that. I don't have all the answers yet. I'm still learning. But boy, are there multiple things that make me go, hey, wait a minute. Hey, hold up. Hey. What? So, we'll see. No spoilerinos, but we'll see there. And my plan is to go, while this is going, between Prisma Ilia and Garden of Sinners on the side, which is wonderful amounts of mood whiplash. It's going to be great. I'm excited, and I hope you are too. So, we'll see how that goes. Ah, hey, see? Arcueid suddenly calls out to me. What, did something happen? Yeah, see? Look at the clock. It's time. She points at the park's clock while giving a full smile. Looking, it's 10 o'clock. The promised time. The promise backed only by words to meet here at 10 o'clock at night. Last night, the promised time I couldn't keep. My words get stuck in my throat. Why does such a trivial thing cause my chest to tighten? Why does such a trivial thing make her so happy? I really don't understand. I spent all day with her today, but it never felt like she was really a vampire. Let me ask you something. Stop it, Shiki. Yeah, what is it? Are you... Don't ask her that. Am I what? Really a vampire? What kind of an answer are you hoping for? A vampire? What's with that all of a sudden, Shiki? It's not all of a sudden. I was just, like, thinking. I look away. Huh? I can't tell if you're really stubborn or not. I don't mind, but that's pretty insulting. Tell me why you're asking that. There's no response, but at the same time, there's no real proof she's a vampire either. So, well, you said you don't even like to see blood. What kind of a vampire is that? You said you weren't a full vampire, but a vampire that hasn't sucked blood isn't a vampire, right? It's not it. It isn't... Isn't it just that Tonoshiki, deep inside, wishes she wasn't a vampire? Shiki, stand up. Arcueid approaches the park bench. Stand up. Our eyes meet. We're about 2 meters apart. Arcueid gives a huge sigh and suddenly grins. I guess you're right. I even thought about it myself. I wondered, is Arcueid Brunstad really a vampire? Haha, she laughs. Oh, that's a relief. I thought this question would insult her, but thankfully she seems to have taken it as a joke. Yeah, you really don't look like a vampire at all. Haha, Arcueid laughs again. Then, shall we try? She says this still smiling. Try... Eh? Shall we see if I can really drink blood? If I could, can you give me a prize, Shiki? Well, with that smile still on her face, she takes a step closer. Tap, tap, her footsteps echo in the air. I know she's joking. But what if she's not? Still, I can't move at all. Wait, but I can't even finish. It's not her power, but me who stops. Closer, one step, another step, looking down bit by bit. I, not even able to lift a single finger, am transfixed by her lips. Shiki, you said I wasn't a full vampire, but... A sweet voice that seems to echo in the back of my head. Another step and the footsteps stop. You know, drinking blood is very easy. I hear that voice right by my ear. Her body weight presses up against mine. My throat freezes and I can't even speak. I can only feel her breath on my neck. It's hot like a burning fire. Arr! I stop calling her name. With my own will, I stop. Because I know if I call out her name, she'll pull away. Her breath is so close. Her white fingers on my shoulder are trembling. She's scared. My mind is blank and I'm not scared at all. But Arcueid is the only one shaking. Can't see her face. Just the swirling of her breath around my neck and I can feel... and the feel of her body trembling against mine. It changes from a weak breeze to heavy breathing. Arcueid? It was supposed to be a joke. Her voice shakes. The fingers on my shoulder cease their trembling. Instead, they dig into my shoulders like a bird's talons. Ah! A pain gasp escapes me, but her claws do not let up. They sink in as if not allowing me to escape. Arc, I'm sorry. I guess I joked around too much. I'm sorry. So, could you let go? Shiki. Her fingers don't move. This isn't good. My mind screams in warning and I gather up all my strength. My arms move to push her away. Before that, pain shoots through my shoulders. My arms can't move at all. Her vice-like grip on my shoulders causes my arms to go numb. I can feel her breath growing wilder against my neck. Maddening, her teeth almost touch my neck. No! I have After the grip increases one more time from her white fingers, Arcueid flies back, practically screaming. Panting fills the air. Hard breathing echoes throughout the park. My ragged breathing, Arcueid's trembling breaths. Shiki. Her entire body is shaking. She gasps as if to suck in the entire atmosphere as she stares in disbelief at her two hands. Her white fingertips are now dripping with blood. The redness flows from her fingers to her palms, then along her arms. She looks at it and seems to be on the verge of collapse. Arcueid just now was... I call out to her. Looking up from the blood on her hands, she meets my gaze. Shiki? Yeah, I'm here. Just now was a joke, but it seems like it went a little too far. I say that, wanting to let this just end as a joke. But I guess it didn't work out. Shiki, Her eyes lose sanity. Got very thirsty. Her convulsions become deeper, and even now, she seems like she'll crumble to the ground. Please, go home, Shiki. Hey, Arcueid? With that, she starts to run. She disappears fast. Not like she ran before, where she was taking me into account. With a speed I couldn't even match if I sprinted with all my strength, she vanishes into the night towards the city. What? She thinks I can just go back after seeing her like that? That idiot, where's she going in that much pain? I can't just go back home. Even though I don't know where to find her, I start to run after her into town. I don't see her anywhere. The city is too big. It's nearly impossible for a single person to track her down when she leaves no trace behind. I'd be much more likely to find her if I could predict where she's going to, rather than blindly searching. Then... My brain is jumping to the school. I don't know why, but my brain says the school. I feel like she wouldn't go to her apartment. There's nothing there for her to get thirsty on. The commercial district, she wouldn't do anything there, but the school. I feel like she's at the school. Concerned about what happened this afternoon, I come to my school. Thinking back, Arcueid was strange when we were here earlier. There's no logic to it, but if she's just wandering around, I think she may end up here. There's no sign of anyone, not even a single sound. But still, I feel like there's someone in the building. Are we going to die again? Something. Without the presence of the sun, the school building has changed into an ominous place. Let's go in, Shiki. I don't have time to hesitate. Encouraging myself verbally, I walk inside the building. Oh, we're going to die super hard again. No one on the first floor. I feel a numb sensation behind my neck. Ignoring it, I walk up to the second floor. I arrive on the second floor. No one here. No one here. No one here. But on my back, a soft, cold sensation like the belly of a snake covers me. Who's there? I whirl around. I think there was, someone trying to sell me car insurance! I hear a stabbing sound. In the next instant, my chest is sliced open. Blood flows forth. I'm stabbed from behind, as if to open my old wound. My body falls. I don't know what's going on. Everything fades in that last instance. I see a scene from a distant summer day repeating in my mind. Alright, avoid the school. Sounds good. Makes sense to me. Yes, let's take the lesson. Is this a different one? Teach me, Ciel-sensei! Is this a different one here? Hello, I'm the teacher of this class from Ciel. For the 6th period, let's think about the basics of finding people. To be straightforward, Tono-kun does not know how to find people. Please consider the reason why she ran away. Why, where, and to do what. If you piece those together, you'll find an answer. In other words, she got hungry, so she went to the alley to do some sucking. Nonsense. Violent Ciel, glasses, Indian, Indian? The session is finished. Please continue enjoying the main storyline. Indian? Yeah? What is it, Ciel? Yeah? You know, like... Yeah? That is, by the way, Neko arc. Just with a different art style. The art style didn't solidify till later. That's not... It's the beginning of Neko arc. This is like the baby fetus in the Holy Grail that will grow into the Neko arc that we know and love. Why are you pulling out something like a shotgun, a machine gun, and a Vulcan cannon? Arc? India has nothing to do with it. Nothing. Oh my, glasses got pissed off. Yeah, whoosh sound effect. There she goes. There she goes. Okay. Well, I didn't want to consider the fact that she might be going somewhere to feed. So I guess we're going to the commercial district. I'll search the shopping district. Even though she was in so much pain, she's not the kind of person to rest because of it. She told me to go back. In other words, she was saying she won't be going back. I think she plans on finding the vampire by herself. Then I'll go to the shopping district and find the vampire or the dead before she does. Arcueid can't find them, but I can spot the dead if I take off my glasses. Alright, taking off my glasses and grimacing from the slight headache, I run to the shopping district. Everything is purple again. The pain races through my forehead. I'm not particularly concentrating on looking for lines, but it seems running through town with my glasses on is a huge burden on my brain. I wonder if there is going to be an ending where it's just like, sorry, use them too much. Pop, pop, there goes your brain. Damn it, I'm still not finding anything. All the people walking through the shopping district have normal lines on them. I don't see anyone painted with disjointed scribbles I saw before. Ow, rub my temples with my fingers. As long as I have my glasses off, this headache will only get worse. But still, I can't give up this easily. Taking a deep breath, I start to run through the shopping district once more. I start to pant from exertion. The exhaustion from running coupled with the pain in my head makes me nauseous. No matter how many times I run around, I can't find any dead or anything out of the ordinary. Lifting up my hand to the forehead, I feel a feverish heat. It really does feel like I have a high fever. Damn it, I'm not done yet. I tell myself this as I start to run once more, and then... Ah. Not here, but somewhere farther away. In a narrow alley between two buildings, I can see something like sparks flying in the air. No more accurately, it feels like points of death are shooting forth and disappearing. There's no mistake, it's exactly the same as when Arcueid defeated the dead before. She, in that condition, is fighting by herself? Found her. Forgetting my pain awareness, I dash towards the alley. Let's go! The entrance to the alley. I run to the narrow path between the buildings. Death is flying through the air and fading away. How many is she fighting? There's an enormous amount of it. I can hardly bear it. As I run to the alley, my spine groans in protest. As if a saw was slowly but surely slicing through my spine. A pain works its way from inside me. My instincts scream at me. They say where I'm going is too dangerous and I have to go back. Shut up. But that goes without saying. The amount of death there isn't normal. Inside. You know, something terrible is happening inside that alley. I can't turn back now. I can't leave Arcueid alone. If I run away here, she might go off and die. Can't shake that feeling. I enter the alley filled with death. It's so filled with death, everything's red. My mind freezes. What I see is surreal. Scattered all across the ground are the figures of numerous people. Faceless, limbless, their stomachs sliced open, the corpses bathed entirely in crimson. On the wall, on the ground, even the moon overhead. Frick, that's rad. Everything here is just red. A dull, sickening sound. The last one, the last human shape full of lines expires from her hands. With a single hand, she smashes the head of the dead into the wall, squishing it like a tomato. As if not satisfied, she tears the headless body vertically in half and smashes it onto the ground. Arcueid? The world is only filled with red in the moonlight. In the center of it all stands Arcueid. She doesn't notice I'm here. She only looks up at the moon, in a trance and breathing heavily. can't speak. The pain inside me reaches a feverish pitch. It seems like the saw is cut all the way through. Creak, creak, my entire mind is screaming. I shouldn't be here. I don't want to die, it shouts. Then, Arcueid's eyes suddenly shift. Oh, that's scary. That's legitimately a bit frightening. Her eyes aren't the usual crimson, but a golden flare. It's not that our eyes have met. It's just that I looked at those eyes. My blood races through my entire body, and my mind is jolted. First, a sense of overwhelming crisis. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be in front of that thing. It will kill you. You can't stand up to it. That creature is on an entirely different level. Not a matter of higher or lower, but something beyond evaluation. Before that thing, just being there means death. My entire body throbs. At first it was fear, then a desire to kill, because that thing shouldn't exist. So kill it. Hurry up and kill it. Kill it here, kill it now. In the name of this blood, take that thing here and destroy it. Buddy? Is he having an episode again? Is my boy having a moment again? Oh boy. My heart pounds furiously. I know there's no way I can face what my entire body screams for me to kill it. What a contradiction. Is it telling me to kill it even though I know it's going to kill me? Is it telling me to kill that Is it telling me I don't want to be killed, so kill instead? No, I'm not here. Those eyes. I must not look at those golden eyes. I know this, but I can't escape her eyes. My blood boils, the stimulating throb of my blood, but there's something else that tries to burst through my consciousness. Ugh, why do I want to kill? Are you going to kill before being killed because you don't want to die? No, that's not a reason. There's no need for a reason to kill. Be honest, Tonoshiki. Already from a long time ago, you wanted to take this woman and... Shut up. No, your reasoning conscience should shut up. That's how it should be. I just want her. I want Arcueid. Remember the feeling from that time. You knew from the first time you saw her. This is... Oh, it's a time... Wow, okay. You know, sometimes doing visual novel Let's Plays are hard because someone will be right outside your room while you have to read the line, "Lost your virginity as a killer." So, that's why there was a cut there, and that's why there may be cuts randomly in these videos, because hard to explain. In any other game, you can just not say it and it's fine, but alas. Anyways, oh boy. Yes. I want all of it. Like, all of this is like... It's great. It's good writing. But saying it out loud is hard to explain to people. Her heart, her body, her tears, her saliva. But okay. Understandable. Her blood, her flesh, sin and punishment, desire and impatience. Mother 3. My breathing is out of control. I can't get a grip on my mind. Her eyes are consuming me. Those swaying golden eyes. That is something that cannot be killed, no matter how much I kill. Shiki. Arcueid realizes I'm here. As soon as she sees I'm fixated to her eyes, she changes them to their crimson color. But by now it's far too late. I bring out my knife and push Arcueid down. Buddy! Buddy pal! Don't do this! You're not supposed to do this, pal! Buddy, my man, don't do this! Her powerless body is easy to push. I straddle her, one arm to her neck, the other holding my knife overhead. All that's left is to strike between her breasts. Calm down. This isn't what you want, Shiki. I can hear her voice. The core of my brain starts to overheat. Shut up. My arm tightens around her neck. She painfully lifts her chin. I can't believe it. With all her strength, she can't even free this one arm right now. Shiki. Breathing painfully. Arcueid coughs out my name. A thump. My heart beats hard in my chest. I pant and pant. My breathing is out of control. My vision is blurry and indistinct. This fire inside me, I have to release it right away. Panting. I slowly start to move. I move my hips down to her stomach, spreading her legs. Are we doing this? I press myself between them. She looks at me uncertainly. That's how I feel too, buddy. That look makes my head pound. Panting and panting, swelling. Okay. All right. Well, they're going at it. So let's go at it as well. This time I have a proper fight stick too. So hopefully now we can, you know, actually do a decent job. I say as I'm getting completely owned, of course. These clashes are kind of rad though. Okay. Now that I have a super proper controller, I can do better stuff, I think. Alright, see? We're coming out on top this time. We're coming out on top. Oh boy. Alright. Two people can play that game. Alright. Oh, we really came out on top, huh? We really came out on top. Wow, wow. Her name in Japanese literally sounds like arcade, huh? Good to know. Anyways, let's get back to post-coitus. Well, that was it's another scene. This one, problematic for sure. There's a couple things with this that are problematic. One, she was crying and saying no, don't, which is oof. The other is you're given a choice. That's right. There's a choice in there. The choice is either stop, don't do this, you're going to make her cry, or she's literally crying. So I hit that stop button. And the other one is I don't care, keep going. Shiki, you better have a damn good explanation for this. There better be a thing in the store where it's like, oh yeah, whenever I take off my glasses, I get like possessed. Like I get another body in me or something. I don't know, man. We'll see. I pulled back from her body. Headache disappears and my heart returned to normal. Oh, by the way, a few more choice things in here. I moved my tongue to the space in between her breasts, which is weird because there's nothing there. There is nothing there, my dude. Like, it's actually... There's nothing there. The phrase pink fleshy creases. Don't like that. Also, he bites the bean. He doesn't flick the bean. He doesn't treat the bean nicely. He bites the bean. Now, I'm gonna be real. I'm not one for... you know, no knowledge of that stuff. But I know you don't bite the bean, my man. So, well, again, there better be a damn good explanation for this, because, like, last time we got an explanation, it made sense. This one almost feels like there was an editor saying, like, look, Nasu, come on, dude, we got, like, Comic-Cets coming up. We got to get, like, 3 more sex scenes in there. Just throw them in. People don't care about the context. And he's like, but I don't want to write sex scenes. And Takeuchi is just like, I'm fine with drawing them, but you do the writing. It's like, why? Boy, that remake should hopefully fix those problems, because can't have sex on PlayStation, so, or Switch. Anyways, the urges rampaging my heart have also disappeared, and I finally start to comprehend what I just did. What have I can't believe it. But yeah, no, this was... I really have to say, this was full-on assault. But the memory is all too clear. How I pushed her down, how I choked her and held my knife over her, and the disgraceful thing I did afterwards. I don't know what to say. Arcueid adjusts her clothes and stands up. I don't know how to apologize. Just saying sorry, how can that make it up? Arcueid, don't worry. Sorry, what? Sorry, what? Sorry, wait, what? Okay. I'm the one who should apologize. She looks away uncomfortably. You better have, like, the golden eyes of lust or something, my girl. What are you saying? I was the one who did something wrong. If only I had been stronger, that never would have happened. No, I don't think it was something you could have resisted because you saw my mystic eyes. Oh, did I actually call it? Yeah? Mystic eyes. Like Nero's eyes? Exactly. I was insane earlier. I was so thirsty I couldn't control myself. That's why I found some of the dead and tried to replace that urge with the urge to destroy to stave it off. Back then I was unable to hold myself back, so that's why you saw my mystic eyes when you came. You actually didn't, which is, I guess, a good thing. Certainly I felt odd from the time I saw your golden eyes, but that's just that. I, with my own will. No, that's wrong. Shiki, my mystic eyes of enchantment completely captivate whoever looks upon them. I think that's why you started to feel all those sexual desires. Oh, I was like super right, actually. They are literally that, huh? That can't be right. Because even if she wasn't controlling me, well, I might still like her. Anyway, this is all because of my carelessness. I'm sorry, Shiki. I manipulated your body without any regards to your feelings. Huh. Her gaze shifts away as she says this. Being apologized to like this hurts my heart. Because I didn't feel like I was manipulated at all. Rather, it seems like I used it to obey my own lust. Sorry, was that a friggin' eBay update? Really? Save 15% on Mother's Day. Not now. I was hoping that'd be an update on Mahoyo, or that other Tsukihime thing I bought on eBay. Arcueid, I... Don't apologize. Shiki, this was all an accident. I'll forget about it, so please forget about it too. I think it's better for the both of us that way. Saying that, she starts to walk quietly. Arcueid, I think this is enough for tonight. I killed all those dead tonight, so it's probably useless to search any further. That's fine, but what do we do with that mountain of dead bodies? If someone finds it, there'll be trouble. There's no need to worry. When something becomes a vampire and dies, it won't leave a trace. Those who refuse to return to the earth become ash to be scattered in the wind once they die. They will return and disperse on their own in a while. Huh, well, that's good for us. Without turning around, she disappears from the alley with weak steps. I can't stop her now. I can still feel the sensation of Arcueid on both my hands. Idiot. What a stupid idiot I am. I groan to myself, in the alley, which became a stage of tragedy. I look up at the moon in remorse. That's rough, pal. Vermilion Crimson Moon, dose! Ah, we're back in our room. It's morning. I open my eyes and put on my glasses near my bed. Looking out the window, I see a cloudless blue sky. Even though a flawless morning greets me, I can't help but feel down. There's no need to wonder why. What happened with Arcueid last night sticks in the back of my mind, and the accompanying guilt troubles me. She said we should just forget it, but I can't forget such a thing. You know what? Okay, so here's the thing. At least he is feeling actual regret. That's a good thing. Because, yeah, he was under the enchantment. Okay, so that is... It's not Shiki being a complete psychopath. Though I still think he kind of is. Just a bit. he is showing the remorse. He is this. It was not under his control, so now he's like, "Frick, that sucked," right? And Arcueid is also like, "Frick, that sucked, but that's kind of on me. I had my eyes out, and it shouldn't have been." So, at least it's addressing it in a way that makes sense. Because otherwise, I was gonna be like, "Man, I think I hate Shiki." If it was actually his like inner emotions coming up, but I didn't think it'd be that because it didn't feel that way. It was he was kept going about him being like overcome with something, right? So okay, all right, understandable. I look at both my hands. Those fingers still remember how Arcueid felt. Even now I remember the texture of her skin and her cool, gliding body temperature. I wasn't thinking at all back then, but I understand it now. After doing such a thing, Arcueid said to forget and pretend like it never happened. But while I regret it totally, I can't even forget one little bit of it. What I regret is not being able to control myself back then. If I didn't touch her like some animal, if I touched her more like a human, how would things have... I knew it. I didn't lose myself by looking into her golden eyes. I didn't realize it, but I was caught up in her a long time ago. To realize such a simple thing just now. The morning in the Tono Mansion is the same as always. Hisui comes to wake me. Akiha and Kohaku-san are in the sitting room, and we greet each other briefly before we go to school. The same as always. Yet I feel so empty. I can't even respond when people talk to me, and I leave the mansion vacantly. The students streaming through the gate are all bright and cheerful. Oh yeah, today's Saturday. The sense of time has totally disappeared since Arcueid came into my life. The first time I met her was on a Friday. A week ago in the morning, she was waiting for me at the intersection in front of the school. She was smiling, I think. Come to think of it, she was smiling. Even though she was waiting for the one who killed her. She was waiting for the killer Tonoshiki with excitement in her eyes. I wonder why. If she comes tonight, maybe I'll ask her. After thinking out loud, my spirits sink further. She probably won't come to the park. The feeling that last night was our final meeting turns over in my mind. My heart is heavy, and everything else simply feels empty. I may not ever see her again. The regret hangs around me like a leaden chain. I sit at my desk. It's about 5 minutes until the homeroom starts. I stare outside blankly, not wanting to do anything. Yo, delinquent! You skipped class yesterday. What the heck were you doing, Tono-kun? I let out a heavy sigh. Usually I would, but today I don't feel like talking with Haruhiko at all. What's with you? You don't look happy at all. You didn't come to school yesterday and now you come back an empty shell. You're like that, school's no fun. Haruhiko slumps his shoulders exaggeratedly. Haruhiko, sorry, but can you leave me alone today? If I'm not here, you can always talk with Senpai. Actually, isn't that better for you? Huh? Senpai? I don't know any third-year students. What? What? What the heck? What are you saying? Sia Senpai's in the third year, not second. Well, sometimes you think she's younger, but a senpai's a senpai after all. Ciel Senpai? Who's that? Are there any foreign students at her school? He seriously tilts his head and thought, oh, speaking of. Okay, hold up. Arcueid? Ciel. Arc. Ciel. Arc and Ciel. In French, arc-en-ciel is the word for rainbow. And you know what a rainbow is? The highest rank of mystic eyes. Apparently, it's just a massive coincidence that gets brought up, I think, in one of the things. And I think, like, there's a song called Arc-en-Ciel, so it's like, hey. But it's... I was literally just Googling, like, because I wanted a picture of the two characters, so I typed in Arc and Ciel, and I got all rainbows, and my French teacher brain went, hold up a sec, that's the word for rainbow in French, which, again, entirely probably unrelated. I doubt it was part of it. But you never know. You never know. Anyways, who's Ciel? We don't know, apparently. Well, we do, but he doesn't. What are you saying? Senpai is Japanese. Is she? I always took her to be foreign. Huh. No, wait. No one ever said she was Japanese. Yeah. Well, no one said she was, but everyone called her Ciel Senpai. As I'm saying, who is this Senpai? What's wrong, Tono? Are you sick or something? I can't hear his banter. Wow, they literally wrote her out of the plot when she's not the main character that you're dating. That's right. Why didn't I realize such an obvious inconsistency? Ciel isn't a Japanese name at all. Even though I know her, I don't even know her full name. I don't either, actually. I don't even know what class she's in. To begin with, when I first met her, why did I feel like I knew her for a long time? My chair clatters as I quickly stand up. What's wrong, Tono? You've been acting too funny. I'm going to the office. Sorry, but please say that I'm here during attendance. I don't think it works that way. Sorry, but, well, no, it's true. Me as a teacher, if a student's like, yeah, he went to the office, like, okay, cool, you're here. I would do that. Turning away from Arihiko's head is tilted in confusion. I dash out of the classroom. Oh, the mystery grows deeper. I investigate the third-year roster for the name Ciel, but as expected, it isn't anywhere to be seen. To be sure, I asked the teachers in the office, but none of them remember Ciel Senpai. The end of classes. Being a Saturday, right after homeroom, all classes scatter and run out of the room. All classmates, rather. Saturday is finally here, but I don't feel like doing anything. Feeling like the dead, I walk home by myself. Bro, you lost your vampire GF, and now your Catholic GF is missing too? Frick, that sucks. Welcome back, Shiki-sama. History greets me as I return. Even though she's waited all this time, I can't even return a greeting, and I go to my room. After dinner, I return to my room. It's close to the promised time with Arcueid. Shall I be going? I don't even know if she's coming, but still, I swore never to break a promise again, so I have to go. At least he's keeping that on. I arrive at the park shortly before 10. There's absolutely no one here. Sitting on the bench, I stare at the clock and wait for Arcueid to come. Oh, I'm gonna pop a save is what I'm gonna do. But I'm also gonna still wait, because we promised her. We promised her. It's now 11 o'clock. The park is completely still, as if entirely frozen. There's no fresh flow of air, nor the presence of anyone approaching. There's no sign of Arcueid coming. Time passes by meaninglessly. I still wait. We made a promise. And you know what? I think she's doing this to take it back on us. We made her stay for a long time, and now she's doing it to us. But it's only fair. Both hands on the clock approach the top of the dial. It's been 2 hours since I came here, yet there's no sign of Arcueid. I still wait. I promised. The clock's hands point to 12. It's 2 hours past the promised time. Woo. Slouch on the bench and sigh. She might not come after all. I don't know, but I don't feel like going back. Yeah. I'll wait until the morning. Damn it. I lie on the bench in frustration. And then? Huh? Wait a minute. I think I saw a flash of white behind the rest area. Besides, it moves back as soon as I saw it. I stand up from the bench and stride towards the rest area. As if it knew it couldn't hide anymore, the white figure shows its face. Ha! You found me! I made the right choice. Arcueid appears more cheerful than ever. Arcueid, you... What? You really came? I blurt that out because I still can't believe it. Of course, we promised. I came about 10 minutes before... Really? You didn't say anything? Okay. She looks the other way. 10 minutes before, but I came before 10 o'clock and she came earlier? Why? You were here before me. Why did you tell me you were waiting there? I wanted to watch you while I was hiding. Okay. I see. Even though she doesn't act any different, she must be bothered by what happened last night. That's why she couldn't face me directly and was hiding. Sorry. That's right, it's not that simple. Yeah, you never even knew I was here. I was waiting for you to notice. I was planning on meeting in a different way this time, but you ruined it by just spacing out. Eh? Ruined what? Arcueid, you weren't hiding because you felt awkward? Why? I was a little bored, so I want to play around. She says it lightly, not even knowing an inkling of the frustration I felt. Play around with me? You? The joy I felt from meeting her fades away instantly. Not a mood where I have to think about what I should do after seeing her. As usual, she's acting at her own pace without even understanding how I feel. I fill my lungs with a deep breath of night air. I'm less angry than surprised. Maybe I'm just relieved she's acting normally. Well, normal for her. As proof, it feels like my heart laden with impurities has just been cleaned anew. Man, you win. Really? I thought you were just zoned out. No, not about the hide and go seek. Oh well, it's useless to put it into words. I'm glad you came. To be honest, I thought I'd never see you again. You thought so after only waiting 2 hours? Well, that's not it. It's because of last night. I thought we would never meet again. That won't do, Shiki. I said to just forget about it. Arcueid says this weekly. Ah, idiot. I am such an idiot. I selfishly thought she was acting completely normal. But I was wrong. She was acting that way so I wouldn't feel bad. Sorry. I was an idiot. I don't have any right to yell at you anymore. I said it's okay. If anyone is to blame, it's me. So just forget about it. Isn't it better for the both of us? She tries to fool us by speaking cheerfully. Fool us about last night. Fool us about how bothered she is. But telling me to forget it with that expression, how can I forget? No. I wasn't apologizing for last night. I'm an idiot because I can't forget about something I should forget. Shiki, since this morning, all I thought about was you. All I could think about is how I should apologize to you and what to say after I saw you. So I can't just forget about it now. Arcueid looks away. I can't look at her either. After sensing I said something I shouldn't have, I can't look into her eyes now. She doesn't respond. I can't either, and a long silence begins. I don't know how long the two of us stood there. Arcueid nods slightly. Yeah, to tell the truth, I couldn't forget about it either, Shiki. Arcueid Okay. Arcueid blushes as she says this with some difficulty. Arcueid. She looks so cute doing that. As soon as I think that, Arcueid looks around her. I don't know when this happened, but we're surrounded by human shapes. What? I can't think of since it was so sudden. We're surrounded. Get ready, Shiki. If you don't fight, you'll just die. Fight? If you take off your glasses, you'll get it, won't you? They're the dead. Without even a finger's worth of normal blood. I quickly take out my knife and take off my glasses. Like she says, the 5 people surrounding us are scribbled lines, making a human shape. Why? You said you killed them all yesterday, Arcueid? Yes. These are the ones I destroyed yesterday. She narrows her eyes and glares at them. They advance sluggishly. Then they were only pretending to be dead? Of course not. I'm not weakened enough to be fooled by such tricks. But the fact that I made a mistake can't be excused. I did make sure they dissolved into ashes at the very end. Shuffle. They close the circle around us. My fingers grasping my knife tremble a bit. To be blunt, there's no pressure coming from these dead. Compared to a monster like Nero, they're practically nothing. But 5 of them. Can I fight this many dead? This many things who were once human? Shiki, if you hesitate, you'll die. They are no longer alive. Once they have had their blood sucked by a vampire and become the dead, they can no longer return. They are just dolls, used by the vampire. There's no sin in killing them. I hear her voice behind me. Don't worry, I ain't Catholic. It seems she moved to protect my vulnerable back. Wait, what do you mean? I mean, there are ways to magically control a dead body. It's easier to infuse a human corpse with mana than animals or intangible objects, so it's very convenient. Unfortunately, I don't have time to go over the details. They're coming. I sense her moving away. At the same time, they attack. The shapes of death attack. They simply fly forward, arms outstretched. I take a huge leap to the side and evade their attack. Then I sense something terrible behind me. Why, you! I whirl around with all my strength. There, one of the dead is trying to punch me. The dead's body is almost devoid of places without lines, which lets me slice anywhere on its body. What's more, its movements are incredibly sluggish, far easier than anything that came out of Nero. The dead charge me. I can kill them with ease. Evading the swinging arm, I aim for the first one's unprotected lower abdomen, so just get it right there, yeah. In the line of blood vessels there, I stare at the heart called its point. Damn it! Thrash, the knife doesn't reach its target, only slicing through its upraised arm. The one-armed dead doesn't even pause its attack. The other dead also come in showing no fear. The one-armed dead attacks. Right when I evade that attack, the other dead jumps me from behind. Ah! Grind from behind, like a piggyback stance. The dead bites on my neck. Not to suck my blood or anything like that, just like a beast trying to kill its prey by biting its neck off. Ah! Is the neck able to be bitten off by a human mouth? The dead's mouth is shallow. It bites with its front teeth rather than its back. As a result, the dead's teeth actually break off. Even still, it tries to bite through my neck with its flat mouth. Gross. It doesn't really hurt. It's just disgusting. The one-armed dead walked toward me. I have to kill the dead behind me or I'll die. The method is simple. As it tries to continue biting my neck, I just slice my knife through its face. But that means I'm going to kill. I understand. They aren't human. They aren't even living. But I still feel it's wrong. How naive. Even if they are corpses, they have the shapes of humans and they move like them. It still seems mistaken to kill them as another human being. Shiki! I hear Arcueid's voice as she deals with the other three dead. Without thinking, despite the one in front of me, I look over to her, and I see something terribly unbelievable. Arcueid is wounded. Even though they move so sluggishly and would only take 1 second to kill, Arcueid is being pushed by those dead. She breathes heavily. Her footwork is unsteady, and she's having difficulty evading attacks that even I can evade. The dead rips into her arm. She counters. She tears the body in two from the head to its waist. So like from here to I can't even go down that low, but like from there to the waist, like that. Okay, all right, that makes sense. Sure. Both halves crumble to the ground. At the same time, the other waiting shades of death pounce on her. With a crash, she lands on her knees. I can tell she's breathing wildly from this distance. There, the two dead attack. They kick her kneeling figure in the face and make her collapse to the ground. After that, they carry a dull, expressionless smile as they get on top of her. I hope that's not what I think it is. Stop. She lies there with her arms outspread like a cross. Like when I did those disgraceful things to her last night. Stop it. You frickin' fricks! Stab. I cut through the face of the one behind me, still trying to bite me. I pierce the lower abdomen of the one in front of me, which had strangely paused. That's where its death is. Not even looking at it as it crumbles away, I turn around and kill the faceless dead behind me. I run. The one around her realize I'm coming and get up and attack. No problem. I slice through their points of death as they attack me. After it's all over, I start to catch my breath. The four figures crumble away into four. Wasn't there... Oh, wait, no, Arc killed one, right. The one... There we go. The one Arcueid killed earlier makes 5. I was slightly worried for a sec. Killed. Without hesitating, I stop them completely. I can't think clearly. Probably because regret and self-abnegation are screaming at me. My panting fills the air, but it's still good. It's better than her getting hurt. For the first time, with my own free will, with the mind, Tonoshiki, I use this power for someone else's sake. I keep panting. I can't seem to fully catch my breath. I can hear slight wheezing mixed in with the wild breathing. Arcueid, turning around to see her full of pain and on her knees. You okay, Arcueid? I dash towards her. She's curled up as she breathes like something who can do nothing else. What's wrong? You're covered in sweat. Did your wound open up? I kneel and try to look at her face. Shiki. However, she has a hand covering it. I can't see her face. All I can see is the bloodshot red eyes through her fingers. Her suffering isn't normal. The way she's breathing intermittently isn't natural. A hungry breath, bloodshot eyes, her waving hair. Chill. Sensing danger, I step back. Yet far faster than my movement is her teeth closing in to suck my blood. Oh, she's really going in this time. Arcueid's arms stretch out. Like that, she holds my body. My breath stops in my throat as I call her name. Her bloodshot eyes. Her sharp teeth like a beast's. The overwhelming pressure that drains me of any will to resist. The thing with its teeth nearing my neck isn't the woman I know. I can't do anything. Can't even lift a finger. I'm going to be eaten. This is what it means to be preyed upon. Her teeth push against my neck. The only thing filling my mind is fear. A shriek comes out. I almost think for an instant how pitiful it is for me to make a sound. It almost looks like he goes, hi, which would be not what he's doing right now. But it's like a shriek. He's like screaming, which I can't really do right now. Maybe it's just my imagination, but it feels like she freezes in place. But before I can confirm this, wham! A violent explosion erupts before me, and Arcueid's body is smashed sideways. As if she is hit by a car, she's blown back several meters. But she gets up like it was nothing. Arcueid stands there stunned. I can't even think of what to do either. And there, you were going to suck his blood. A cold, scolding voice. That is your true nature, Arcueid Brunstad. The merciless voice towers from above. There she is! I look up at the moon. There stands the robed figure from that one night. Senpai. There's no mistake. No matter how I look at it, it's Ciel Senpai. She doesn't even look at me, but glares at Arcueid crouching far away. Even if you destroy your kin, you cannot change the fact you are a vampire yourself. I don't know why you drew him close to you, but didn't you think it would end this way? Her voice is completely different from normal. Neither strict nor kind. Her emotionless voice is horribly devoid of any humanity. Without making a noise, Senpai descends from the streetlight to the ground. Usually it's nothing I mess with, but I will not overlook you trying to kill an ordinary person. It isn't part of the plan to fight you, but if there's a need, we will settle our score. Don't be ridiculous. I don't want anything to do with you, and... She looks at Senpai hatefully. I never intended to kill him. That does not sound convincing at all. It's not like you don't realize what you did earlier, and what kind of a yell he gave out when he saw you. I don't care if you hate me, but you took your insanity and directed it at him. Shall we ask him how he felt? Wait, who's saying that? Is she... Okay. That's her. Okay. Okay, Ciel saying took the insanity and directed it. Okay. I was a bit confused. A little tough to tell what it kind of happens there. With a turn of her head, Senpai casts a glance at me for the first time. Arcueid averts her gaze painfully. Silence fills the park. A footstep. The robed Senpai takes only one step towards me. Get back, vampire. You had no right to stay by his side from the beginning. What? That's not true. I don't know who Senpai is or what happened to Arcueid earlier, but I can at least declare this. Because I myself want to be by her side. You're wrong. What's with you coming out of nowhere, wearing weird clothes and speaking like you understand everything? Arcueid's definitely a vampire, but she hasn't even drunk blood even once. It's probably just a joke, and you don't have any right to... Please be quiet, Tono-kun. She hasn't drank blood even once? Yes, certainly these past 800 years, there's no record of her having any victims. However, just shut up. I don't care to listen to whatever strange story you have to say. Look, if you try getting her away, I'll never forgive even you. I'll not forgive, rather. After all, I'm helping her because I want to. It's none of your business to interfere. Tono-kun, you... An inkling of emotion enters her voice. I understand. If you say so, then I won't do anything else. However... Senpai changes her gaze to Arcueid. Arcueid looks away, not at me or Senpai. As he said, Arcueid Brunstad, do you still intend to be by his side after this? Arcueid doesn't answer. She raises her head to look at me once and then runs off into the night. Why are you leaving, Arcueid? I start to run after her, but my feet don't leave the ground. Senpai walks slowly over to me. I won't let you follow her. I can't let you be killed, Tono-kun. In her hands are thin, rod-like blades. One of them stands by my feet, pinning my shadow to the ground. Oh. Oh. You can use the black keys for... like that. That's rad. You cannot move until that is removed. No matter how hard you struggle, your shadow will struggle just as hard to not separate from you. Stop fooling around, I'll lose her. I grip the blade below me, but no matter what, I can't pull it out. I forgot to mention this, but I'm the only one who can remove it, so please give up. Saying that, she stops in front of me. I glare at her. She takes in my gaze, then sighs. She's really... Why do you have to go overboard so much, Tono-kun? What? Senpai? I know. I don't hate her myself, but this is for both of your sakes. I will let you go soon, so please listen to what I have to say for a while. She looks up hesitantly. This is the leisurely senpai I know from school. Is that why? Even though I still can't grasp the situation, I start to calm down. This is abrupt, so I'm prepared for you to hate me. But I have something I have to tell you. I'm very sorry for restraining you like this. Senpai bows her head. She's dressed strange, but senpai is still senpai. That's okay. I'm not angry, so please don't apologize. You've already helped me once, senpai, and I want to ask you some things as well. That does help, but won't you like to ask me, Tono-kun? Isn't it obvious? Just, who are you, senpai? Dressed like that and smashed away Arcueid, and I'm the only one who remembers you at school. Senpai gives a sigh in response. Then let me ask, Tono-kun, what do you think about me? Huh? I mean, I've only heard some things from Arcueid about the church and stuff. That's right. As you know, I'm an exorcist of the church. My specialty is hunting vampires. I can't answer anything else, but I think that's enough for you. Enough? There's still a lot I need to think about. Why would someone like you even come to my school? If you want to exterminate vampires, wouldn't you be searching the city like Arcueid? No, there was a reason for me coming to your school, Tono-kun. Right, since this overlaps with the talk I want to give, I will ask the questions from now on. Tono-kun, you seem to have teamed up with her, but do you know anything about what she's after? Yeah? Well, I hear she's the old type of vampire who drinks the blood of humans to expand his territory. It seems you know about the two main classifications of vampires. Then I think you know how he is imperfectly immortal. Yeah, but how he needs to drink blood to maintain his body, but on the other hand, as long as he can drink blood, he'll never age, right? Yes, but you can't say he's immortal in the end, can you? Besides, there are those for whom drinking blood does not maintain their body fully, and there are some that are exterminated by us. You can't call something that can die immortal. Certainly, he's not immune to death. I don't know what Senpai's trying to get at here. Is this related why you came to my school? Of course. Jeez, please wait until I'm finished. Okay, but if you could give me the short version, I'd appreciate it. Oh, really? Well, if that's the case, I'll explain it as directly as I can. Senpai seems a little disappointed. Then a simple explanation. Anyway, the immortality of the vampires known as dead apostles is very unstable. For them, it is merely a prolongation of their lifespans, many times that of normal people. A question. Wait, who's saying this? Is it you? Not only are their lifespans long, but they also have unnatural powers. Is there any relation? Okay, that's us. Not really. Their individual powers are things they had when they were humans, strengthened over hundreds of years. Okay. Continuing their studies from their human lives gives them extraordinary powers. The dead apostles each have different goals. What they each decide to study is different. Because of that, there was one who seriously studied immortality. He became immortal, yet he still researched it? Well, again, it's like not real immortal, it's like fake immortal. Yes, the instant the dead apostles become vampires, they assume they have reached the limit of immortality as humans. However, he felt that it was just a degeneration. He did not want something so imperfect, so he came up with a more perfect immortality. Senpai seems to be more engaged. But as long as something has shape, it cannot but perish. There isn't anything that can withstand the passage of time. Vampires merely have a higher resistance than that of humans. Anything living internalizes death the moment they are born. Even if in possession of a body which does not age, as long as it exists, it cannot escape death. To escape death is to die. This contradiction is the problem that cannot be solved. Yeah, everyone has death within them. If there's someone who doesn't, then that's probably something that never existed in the first place. Even Arcueid can die during the day. There can't be anything that cannot die in this world. That's the reason, but he concluded that if he was to preserve his existence after death, then he would be immortal. It isn't in our doctrine, but it's like what you call reincarnation. Even if you die, you could preserve your sense of self and start over again as a new human. That would be eluding death. Well, when he isn't completely annihilated, he isn't dead, so it's not actually quite eluding death. Reincarnation, you mean if he dies, he'll start over again as a baby? Yes. While he is alive, he chooses his next host, and when it is born, he transmits all the information of his self. Is this an Emperor Palpatine thing? His information stays deep within the baby until it matures, or until it gains its intelligence on its own. As soon as that baby has the intelligence to succeed his self, the baby becomes a new vampire that is him. Wait a minute. What's that? Don't tell me he does surgery on it while it's in, like, the mother or something like that. No, it's not anything medical. Because the instant his body is destroyed, he reincarnates into the body he chose as his next body. I said all of his information earlier, but to put it in simpler terms, think of it as his soul. It wouldn't be quite correct to say his soul propagates through the air and takes over someone's body, but it's similar to an electromagnetic wave. In this case, the human brain is what does the transmitting and the receiving. His exceptional point is that he took this soul, which is incalculable, and something that disperses as soon as it leaves the envelope of the body, and processed it as something that can be transmitted. Sorry, Senpai, I can't see how this relates to you coming to my school. It is related, because this reincarnating vampire is in your school, Tono-kun. Oh! Okay. Well. Huh? The vampire I'm pursuing and the vampire Arcueid is pursuing are the same, although she's probably only referred to him as the enemy. I nod silently. Certainly she's only used the word enemy and never told me anything about him. Her duty was to kill vampires, but since he appeared, she only pursued him. He is reincarnated 17 times already. She has destroyed him every time. Every time, but even if he dies, he'll just be reborn, right? So what you're saying is, people don't die when they're killed. Isn't that pointless? Yes. He is killed by her, reincarnates each time, and is killed again by her. That cycle has been repeated over and over. If Arcueid had the power to kill not the body, but the meaning, then this would probably not be happening. Senpai looks down a little, as if she's gritting her teeth. I don't know why. However, it appears that Senpai has some grudge against the enemy like Arcueid does. Senpai? What kind of vampire is he? He was originally a man, but that can change depending on the body he reincarnates into. Oh. Huh. The troublesome part of this dead apostle is that his incarnations are hard to find. Because he is probably born as a human baby and has parents, he transforms into a vampire only when he reaches the age where he can do everything at a satisfactory level. Until then, the human shows no sign of being a vampire. But once he awakens, he uses the relationships he gained until that time to blend perfectly into society. I heard that the church detects his presence usually after a whole town is turned to the dead. Wait a minute. Well, then this new host, he wouldn't ever realize he's a vampire until he awakens? Yes, but it isn't like two people sharing one body. The baby born as a human is still him. Depending on its environment, it's a good or bad person. But even that, the instant he awakens, goes away. So, to sum it up, once he dies, he's reborn in the next body, and once that body gains intelligence, he gains a previous life's self and becomes a vampire. What is it? Just hearing this is terribly scary. That's strange. I don't really understand it, but it's strange. Because what you call vampires, they don't just suddenly become vampires, right? So even if their old self awakens, wouldn't the body still remain human? No, reincarnation isn't then transmitting a personality, it's a transmission of the soul. Once bitten by a true ancestor, not just the body, but the soul is forever soiled. He transmits all of the information called his soul to the next self, so when he awakens, the body becomes one of a vampire, but what? As you said, just that is too weak. So when he selects his next host while he is alive, the family he is born into must meet two conditions, the first one being wealth. Being born into a family of high social standing, property, and money makes it easier to make the whole town into vampires later on. And there's another requirement. This is the most important one, but against normal people like us, there are also people that carry special powers. Not like magic, which is a mystic power that can be learned, but rather special abilities from birth. The psychics. Such people are normally called demonic children or psychics. Demonic children, huh? That's a new one. Those special abilities are genetic, so they are inherited, passed on by blood. He chooses those families that have something not human in their lineages. A family with wealth and influence and inhuman power. Those are the requirements for the host, Tionoshiki-kun. So, is he a vampire, Tono Shiki-kun? Is he one? There's still something weird. I think that story is weird. What's weird is that Senpai's telling me the story. His name. Yes? Did you say something? His name. You keep saying enemy and him, but how can I understand that? Can't you tell me his name? I yell at her, not even knowing why I'm angry. She doesn't look fluttered at all. She only looks at me sympathetically. No problem. Among the dead apostles, he is known as the Serpent of Akasha. This is due to the serpent being the symbol of infinity and cycles. Shedding its skin and gaining a new body. It is perfect for his name. Okay, but what's his name? On the other hand, he's recorded in the church as the Infinite Reincarnator. His human name is Michael Roa Valdamyong. He is also simply referred to as Roa. So here's the thing. People have informed me that and this is kind of wild, in the Grand Order timeline, apparently Dante's fought Roa. Now, we don't know much about Roa right now. We'll learn more about him later on. But that's a really cool kind of connection. And boy, geez, we're going to get a crossover with Tsukihime / Melty Blood soon. I'm sure of it. Because, like, frick, it's so, the basis is there, right? We'll have to see. It'll probably be the remake, though. Be cool if it, actually, you know, it'd be really cool? If they put in Arc as a servant you can summon, it's like stage 1 is the Berserker from Extra. Stage 2 is her original design, and then stage 3 is the remake design. That'd be hella cool. They're not going to do that because then you have to be a Berserker the whole time. But I'd love some sort of evolution thing like that where you have like both of them. Probably not going to happen. Oh well. Okay, but we don't call him Michael, we call him Roa? Okay. Okay, that's good at least. Roa. Never heard of it. Of course. It's not like I've ever met him. Well, in this timeline. In short, you came to my school because you knew this Roa was there? Yes. It truly was a sketchy feeling, but I knew this incarnation of Roa was there. I can sense Roa far better than Arcueid. That's why I came here much earlier than Arcueid and already found out who this new host is. The voice stops for some reason. Senpai looks at me sympathetically like before. I explained this before, but Roa chooses fine lineages and excellent bodies for his next host. So once you find out who Roa is in this place, the answer comes naturally when you investigate families which meet his criteria. In this area, there's only one old family that meets his criteria. I don't have to say much more, do I, Tono Shiki-kun? Uh-oh, that's why. That's why I'm saying this conversation's weird. I'm the one laughing dryly. What are you saying, Senpai? It can't be. Senpai doesn't answer. Almost as if she's saying that I'm Roa's host. But there can be no doubt. The Tono family has something different in its blood. Yeah, I mean, maybe. It has power and latent superhuman ability that Roa needs. The power used to defeat the dead earlier wasn't human. So, this time, Roa's host is unmistakably Tono Shiki. I don't understand. I don't think this... I don't think so. Nope. I don't think so. Nope, 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 nope. I don't think so. I don't understand a single thing she says. Why? Why can you be so certain, Senpai? What? Because I'm the one who decided all this. She says something I can't understand once more. What? But it's different. You were the one killed, yet you are the one who survived. What? The one killed survived, and the one who killed is dead. What? Wait. Wait. Alright. Did the boy that Shiki killed as a kid, was it actually... Oh, I don't know. Oh, frick, I don't know, man. Did how can I put this? Did baby Shiki kill baby Roa, and then baby Shiki was adopted into the family instead? I don't know, man. What? I think all the mistakes began there. She says so as if she's on the verge mentally. Senpai pulls the sword from the ground by my feet. Ah, that's all I had to tell you. I'll leave the rest for you to decide, Tono-kun. Leave it to me? But according to your story, to be honest, I don't know either. You are an incredibly ordinary person, like a student you could find anywhere. My intuition has to be wrong, because you're someone who shouldn't be in a world like mine. With a sad smile, Senpai leaps an incredible distance from me, as if trying to tell me she's someone else now, of an unreachable far distance. I still can't leave Arcueid alone. Unless I chase after her now, I feel like I'll never see her again. You're going after her, Tono-kun? Senpai's voice returns to the way it was when she drove off Arcueid. An inflectionless voice devoid of an emotion. Yeah. 'Cause you're a person of the church, I know she's an enemy of yours. But a lot of things have happened and I agreed to help her, so I have to look for her. I don't know what she'll do if I leave her by herself. Laughing as if it were a joke, I tell her later and turn around. Please wait. If you go after her, you'll only get killed. You must not see Arcueid Brunstad again. Only get killed? You may not believe me, but she really doesn't suck blood. She's quite a good person, actually. I know. Certainly she hasn't drunk human blood. However, that's at an end. A true ancestor who gives in to the vampiric impulse once can only fall downward from there. My feet freeze in place. Senpai? True ancestor, vampiric impulse, what do you mean? I mean the desire to drink blood. Tono-kun, the vampires called dead apostles mostly become vampires after a vampire sucked their blood. To preserve their bodies, they need the blood of humans. In other words, they can't escape drinking blood if they want to live. But the ones that are vampires from the beginning are different. The dead apostles were originally humans like us, so maybe you can still call them human. However, if someone was born a vampire, can you call it human? What are you saying, senpai? I'm asking about Arcueid. This is about her. I won't let you say you never thought about it. If dead apostles become vampires from vampires, there has to be an origin, an existence that is a vampire from the beginning. These vampires are completely different species from us. We call the true ancestors. Those who don't need human blood and have special powers equivalent to no, surpassing the dead apostles. She's a member of the royal family of the true ancestors. Although they don't really have a rank structure, so saying royal isn't quite accurate. So what, senpai? This conversation doesn't have anything to do with me. At all. It does. These vampires known as the true ancestors have a deeper impulse to drink blood than dead apostles. Her eyes are completely emotionless. Like mirrors, they show my agitated face. Do you see, Tono-kun? The true ancestors can live without human blood. However, maybe a mistake happened in their evolution, or maybe there's no such thing as a perfect existence, but anyway, there is a period where they desire the blood of humans. The instant a human has their blood drunk by them, he no longer remains human. True ancestors are on a scale different from humans as creatures. When the powerful life of a true ancestor touches the blood of a human, the sheer difference means that humans cannot remain human after such contact. Like a small wave absorbed into a larger wave, the person that becomes a part of a true ancestor, to simplify, becomes a doll. The problem is, there's no reason for their vampiric impulses. There's no reason, so there's no way to stop it. The fatal flaw in an otherwise perfect existence. You can call it a terminal illness. Anyway, they live by resisting their urge to drink blood. It isn't a matter of using the mind to put up with it. They use all their powers to resist this urge and seal it within themselves, by force. By using their enormous power on themselves, they are suppressing the vampiric impulse. But if something external caused them to lose their power, what do you think happens to their ability to suppress it? Something external causes them to lose power. Such as receiving a wound which requires power to heal, or using power to regenerate after being completely killed. So let's say she has 10 units of power, and she uses 7 of them to resist the urge to drink blood inside her. But if for some reason she loses 5 out of 10 units, then even if she uses all her remaining power, she'll only use 5 units of power to resist. That's not enough. Then what will it take away from her? And what happens to those true ancestors who couldn't resist, senpai? They drink human blood, of course. After that, nothing. Once they give in, they can only keep falling. Once a true ancestor knows the taste of blood, I hear the urge becomes many more times more painful than before. As a result, they aren't able to resist the urge anymore. And when that happens, they become the dreaded demon lord. Okay, that's a big thing to drop. True ancestors are certainly a superior race. But once they bind themselves to resist the vampiric impulse, they never utilize their full powers. But once they fall, there's no longer the need to restrain themselves. Then they just become demons which suck human blood for their own pleasure. I remember how Arcueid appeared earlier. Her bloodshot eyes, her wild breathing, her breath assailing my neck. Lies. That's a lie. Because she certainly said she's scared of drinking blood. Yeah, she's scared. Because once she does it, she knows she won't be able to stop. If there's any salvation, it is that the urge is instantaneous. The true ancestors keep just one subordinate for the time the urge gets too great to suppress. That's the beginning of those called dead apostles. They are something that is already dead. A vampire kept alive for the sake of easing the pain of the true ancestors. That is the form of the vampire in this city. But she doesn't have such a thing. No, until now she never needed one. Special among the true ancestors, she is able to resist the vampiric impulse using her will alone. Then there's no problem. Once her wound heals, once her body's back to normal, she can resist it, right? Technically, but there is a limit, Tono-kun. The vampiric impulse has no end and it will not go away. The resisted urges which build up again and again will eventually overflow their vessel. The longer they live, the larger the vampiric impulse in them gets. And when they can no longer restrain themselves within their own power, when the impulse overwhelms their power, their lives are ended by others. That is the lifespan of those without lifespans. But Arcueid is okay. She's just weak because of me, so after a few days she'll... Perhaps. But she's reached her limit already. Even though she was only active for a few years, the amount of time of her existence does not change. The urge which has grown inside her would soon consume her. There's no denying that now is not the time. Arcueid's life cannot be saved. For the first time, not because of my anemia, but because of someone else's words, everything starts to fade away in a haze of dizziness. What does it mean? Even though she knows she's past her limit, she's still hunting vampires here? That's odd. No matter how I think of it, it's odd. It's all lies, because if she knew she's at her limit, then why should she hunt vampires for our sake? She deals with them not for our sakes, but because it is her purpose. Who decided that? Probably the other true ancestors. She was born in the 12th century, when there are many fallen true ancestors. The true ancestors could not ignore their fallen kin nor the dead apostles increasing in number. That's why they created something solely for killing, without a need for anything else, the most pure true ancestor created for punishment. That is the true ancestor called Arcueid. She's like a nuclear missile without a mind of its own. Once she leaves the castle, her target is definitely destroyed. Oh, the dizziness again. She should stop saying that. She's a person. Talking about her like she's some sort of weapon makes me mad. No, she is a weapon. In the first place, she existed only for that purpose. So it seems there is now something wrong with her. It is the first time I've seen her talk like that. She never spoke any words before. Huh. Hold on. Never spoke, that's odd. Because she never feels anything, she never does anything extra. From a long ago, for the past hundreds of years, she's lived that way. Ever since she was born in the old castle amongst the mountains. Never changing. Oh, my heart beat in this dark dizziness. What is this? This unknown scenery, these memories I've never had, they start to fill my vision. Oh. Wow. The wide castle courtyard. The unadorned grassy fields inside the solitary castle. The white girl stares blankly up at the sky. She did not have any extra knowledge or freedom beyond what was needed for her purpose. She only goes outside when her target is determined. She gets taught only the information needed to definitely destroy the enemy. No one is there. No one to talk to. Not even another face to see. After killing her target, she returns to her castle. Her taught knowledge is washed out and she is taken to sleep. Without knowing anything. Nothing other than killing vampires. There's nothing. Such as the fun of speaking with someone else. The precious moments of seeing someone else and greeting them. She was excluded from all of it. Her power was strong enough to defeat the fallen true ancestors. But it's ironic, she was so powerful that she was shunned by the rest of the true ancestors. Even while praising her as the princess, no one approached her. Even while giving her a castle, her world was only the dark basement. Aw, dang. But basement suites are sweet. So there was nothing to give her any feelings. That's almost enough to make me pity her for living. A parody of life. She apparently had no words or even time of her own. The true ancestors treated her only as a weapon. A weapon has no need for extra functions, such as breaking bread or baking bread or doing laundry. If you're going to put on extra functions, you would put on something more fit for a weapon, right? I was always taught never to do extra things. Yeah, she said that before. The reason for deciding everything for herself, for having those empty eyes. That's why she never needed anyone else. No, maybe she never knew about it. All they wanted of her was to be a superior killing machine. That's why she doesn't know anything. I don't mean something big like the meaning of life, but not even the small joy of just living normally. She was always so cheerful. Even trivial things made her so happy. So I thought she was always like that. But I was horribly wrong. She really was just enjoying those simple things. She must have enjoyed those things so much. Because it's so fun. I never thought about how life could be fun just by living. Like it was an uneasiness she could understand. The classroom filled with the red setting sun when she asked me those questions with a reserved voice. Even though Arcueid existed for so long, she knows less about living than we do. If you convert it into time she was allowed to move freely, it is amazingly short. Her lifetime was spent almost entirely in sleep. Most likely a deep, dark sleep. Really? I have enough fun just talking, you know? After dealing with all the fallen true ancestors, she did not leave the castle. After having fulfilled her purpose, the true ancestors sought to educate her properly. However, she could not be free. Because of a slight mistake, she ended up killing all the true ancestors remaining in the castle. Maybe the one that was taught how to kill vampires really did finish her job in the end. In the end, she was left alone. After killing all the true ancestors, she sealed herself up in the castle. In the empty castle of the true ancestors, bound with 1,000 chains. Whenever Ro is reborn, she awakens from her sleep and moves around for a short time. In the middle of that fixed world, she never said a single word. That's why she is a killer down to her very core. Even though the true ancestor which bound her are now gone, she still wanders with the sole purpose of killing vampires. She probably does not have any other fun. It's a lie. It's not what made her happy. I wasn't watching anything. Like her words or her happy face. If I only looked closer, I would have known. I never realized how alone she was until now. All the things we felt and taken for granted. Such as talking with a friend about meaningless things or the fun that lets you forget time. At the end of the day, lying down on a bed in the peacefulness of just staring at the ceiling. To her, those unimportant things were priceless moments of happiness. All of it. What is misery? It's not even knowing how miserable she is. It's her not knowing even how miserable she is. Such a terrible, almost comical solitude should not exist. Lies, all of it. Enough with all these difficult things. I never knew she felt such happiness from trivial things. If I could let her know that things were if I could let her know that such things were things she could always enjoy, that would have been such a great... Oh, dang, dude. Oh, this sucks. Tono-kun? Her voice returns my vision to normal. What's wrong? You suddenly went quiet and spaced out. Were you listening? No, sorry, I don't remember. I heard you speaking, but it felt like someone else was talking. Senpai nods doubtfully. In other words, It's okay. I don't care what she did or what she's like. I can't leave her alone any longer, so I'll be going. Turning away from Senpai, I start to walk toward the city. Oh, I completely misread that. Right? Yeah, so, okay, so that's her saying. In other words, and then this is she saying, I don't care, I can't leave her alone. Tono-kun. Once a true ancestor fails to suppress the vampiric impulse, there's no hope for recovery. If she appears in front of you, it means she came to drink your blood. I think what she speaks is the truth for her, but it's a different truth than mine. That's not true, because she hasn't drunk blood yet. No. If I had not stopped her, she would have drunk your blood. You're wrong because she stopped. Arcueid was fine. That's why even if you didn't stop her, the result would have been the same. Yes, certainly. She stopped right then. So you're going to be on her side no matter what, Tono-kun? Yeah. Sorry, Senpai. Senpai doesn't answer. I think I hear her sigh. We may end up fighting, you know. Maybe. But I won't apologize, Senpai. There's no response from Senpai. Just her presence getting farther away. Disappearing footsteps. Without turning around, I head towards town, shrouded by night. Okay. That was heavy. That was heavy. We got a good backstory for Arc. We got a lot of stuff. Boy, this is a meaty part. Alright, guys. I will see you next time for some more Let's Read Tsukihime. Let's go see Arc and let's reassure her we're going to make it so you never drink blood. But if you do, we're here. You can drink ours. And then that's fine. Or maybe we'll be like, don't worry, I'll kill you before then or something. I don't know. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.